This video was brought to you by Stormberg, ABRP Planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Yo, what's up? We are now sitting in a Hongqi E-HS9 and this is a proper Chinese luxury car. It's priced the same as NIO ES8 and I guess it's competing directly against it. So what do you get for 800k NOK in Norway? Well, if you start specking up a fat e-tron 55, I think by the time you reach 800k, you have barely gotten some blinkers, and this one has, well, pretty much everything except for maybe head-up display. But that's pretty good headlights. I tested some of the, well, above average, really good headlights. Maybe not the best, but it still has some kind of adaptive headlights, some matrix. It has panorama roof. It has Chinese massage in the seat, ventilation in the seat, steering wheel heater, 551 horsepower, and roughly 3.6 seconds 0 to 100 time. No, sorry, my bad. 4.6 seconds. Still blistering fast. About 1 second faster than Fat e-tron 55, for example. When it comes to efficiency, that's kind of funny. This car is way bigger than e-tron 55, but the consumption is roughly on par with Fat e-tron. Why am I comparing it against Fat e-tron? Because Fat e-tron is very popular in Norway, and seems like most people who drive Fat e-tron, they accept that it's thirsty. They still love the car, and they have sold over 20,000 Fat e-trons in Norway. But you see, this one here is 99 kilowatt hour battery, and I estimated that at least on the 90 test you can go roughly 400 kilometers. And then I guess if you drive kind of slow-ish, then you can go even 450 kilometers, like typical if you actually follow the speed limits, right, on Norwegian highways. Which means that range-wise, it's actually better than Fat e-tron. Power-wise, it's like closer to a Fat e-tron 60, you know, or e-tron S. Yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't hammer here, but so, and then comfort-wise, it's also right up there with e-tron. And I keep saying this, but I'm going to say it again. I've been testing Mercedes EQS lately, and you know, EQS is like top-notch comfort. It's super quiet. It's really soft, but also not over soft, but you know, like super comfortable on the suspension. Feels more like a boat, yes, to be honest. But this one also, you know, crazy thing is that, okay, which car is the most quiet EV, or most quiet EV? You think, it's the EQS, right? It must be. It's freaking expensive, over 1 million NOK. Or no, it's Fat e-tron. No, it's Mercedes EQC, right? No, it must be Porsche. No. This car here, even with 21-inch 265/45 tires, it's the most quiet car I have ever tested. Of course, it has to be. It's dictator's car. Yeah, all the leaders in the back there, they need to have good silence. They can plan the next sneaky stuff. No, but it is really hands down the most quiet car I've ever tested. But also when it comes to comfort, it is somewhere like a blend between an EQS and a Fat e-tron. And I even claim that even the Nio ES8, which is also quite, I mean, it feels German, even though it's a Chinese car. But even the ES8, when I did a head-to-head ES8 versus Fat e-tron, I felt like the Fat e-tron had a better suspension comfort and suspension travel. Not any kind of weird bounces that some of the not so good suspension tends to be. But when it comes to suspension on this Hongqi, it feels just like the German cars. It's super comfy. Sorry. I've been talking so much lately, sorry for that. The show must go on, but like you see, I went from black ass to rough ass. I'm gonna show you again. You see, this is black ass, smooth black ass, and then go to rough ass fault. You can barely hear the difference. That's how silent it is. But when it comes to the ride, some cars, they have a weird after bounce, and just the way it bounces, you kind of feel like, okay, this is not top notch. I mean, it's okay-ish, but when it comes to this Hongqi, it's superb. Like you, if you were blindfolded and driving, or okay, maybe that's a bad idea, but if you didn't see the brand, okay, something like that. If you were blindfolded into this car and you didn't see the brand anywhere, you would think that this is a German car. Trust me, man. I've been driving so many cars lately. Also the German cars, but also the not so German cars, or Korean cars and whatever, right? And they don't feel anything like this. Just trust me. You try one, and you will love it. When it comes to the ride, like even the Skoda Enyaq over there doesn't have nearly as comfortable ride as this. However, this ride is kind of like a boat, almost like, you know, the yacht floor you have here, you know. I mean, it's quite schnell, but you feel like it's a boat. If you try to, let me see, I'm gonna check here, no one there. If you just do something like this, like, you know, like, oh shit, it's a boat. So compared to the ES8, for example, ES8 feels way more nimble than this one. So just bear that in mind when when you figure out which car you want. But I'm actually this kind of type of guy, like this boat here, it fits me perfectly. So for when hauling around with wifey and the baby, for example, we can't really hammer it. So that's why this kind of boat ride is super comfy. I'm going to show you, by the way, and when it comes to power, there's a funny thing is that there's a mode button here. You can switch it to, you have eco, you have, which mode you have? You have comfort, sport, all road, off-road. What the heck is the difference between all road and off-road? And then you have custom. Okay, but if you go for sport mode, okay, the display changes slightly, but I figured that in sport mode, when you floor it, okay, 350 kilowatt. I saw 355 kilowatt there. I think that's roughly 450 horsepower. But if you go switch to eco, no, if you switch to, let me switch here. Switch to comfort mode, and then I slow down a little bit. And then we try to floor again. I still see 355 kilowatt there, which means that even in comfort mode, you get that kind of power. But in order to unleash the full power, you have to, oh shit, I have 49% battery. I think that's too low. Let me check here. I think that's too low. If I go to mode button and then I go to sport mode, and then you have to hold down the left and the right scroll wheels. Battery too low, yeah. I was about to enter extreme mode. The problem is that in order to get all the 551 horsepower I mentioned, you have to be in extreme mode, and then the state of charge needs to be over, I think someone in the live stream claimed over 70% state of charge. I'm like, that's like the Polestar upgrade, that okay, you also need to have somewhat high state of charge to get the extreme mode. But okay, you still end up with how much was it again, 450 horsepower. I mean, it's still a fast car. I normally don't drive around in sport mode. I switch actually over to, I use custom, which is just the comfort mode, but with stronger regen. So at least you can customize the modes and all that. Okay, one thing that kind of sucks with this car is that, okay, first of all, you hear the ding dong. And then there's some kind of lane departure warning. You can hear it on that side. At least it's not an annoying ding ding, it's more like do, okay? And then the left side. So it shows you which side it is. But when you start looking into the menu here and you were like, okay, how do you disable that shit? Well, like in most Chinese cars, there's an option for sound only, and then sound plus vibration. There is no sound option. That's just how it is with the Asian cars, and especially Chinese cars, I guess. So some of these ding dongs, as far as I know, you cannot switch it off. But what kind of sucks with this car is that when you're cruising with adaptive cruise control, or even there's a smart cruise control, but also the adaptive cruise control, it tends to slow down a lot in curves. That's very annoying. The importer in Norway knows about this, and they asked the factory to consider changing it, because it's almost ridiculous how slow it tends to go around curves. And another thing about this car, the minus, is that it doesn't have auto steer. If I try to let go now, there is not even any, well, there's just some kind of lane. Oh yeah, you see, it's not even ping pong. Some cars will at least have some kind of ping pong. This one is just like a final correction, so you don't crash and die, but then it doesn't always work. So that's kind of minus, because at least in Norway, and I don't know how it's going to be in Europe, but I guess they try to cut down on the trim levels. For example, this one, there seems to be like a placeholder for head-up display here, but the cars they decided to make available for Norway, they simplify the configuration so that you have just a selection of equipment levels and also some selection of colors. But I think in China you have way more options than that. So how it's going to be for the rest of Europe, we don't know. But when it comes to the auto steer, maybe there's a better auto steer available in China, but at least over here it's not. And I consider auto steer to be kind of a must-have nowadays. I mean, most cars I try nowadays, they have good auto steer. Oh, there's a bump. Wait, I missed it. Okay, here's another one. Wait, there's some bumps here. Yeah. So oh yeah, there's some more bumps a bit. Wow, it just floats over the bumps. It's just amazing how smooth this car is. We're gonna try the Birger and Hauge speed bumps. So, but okay, one advantage with Hongqi is that they ordered a boatload of cars, and since they have few options, and then how many combinations can you get? Maybe 64 combinations. I don't know. It's similar to Tesla, right? Then there's a high chance that if you configure one, it might match you on the boat, and then you can get this car already within maybe a couple of months. That's crazy, right? Or I think the importer in Norway talk about maybe I don't remember exactly, but let's say somewhere between 2 and 4 months. That's really impressive compared to some of the other car manufacturers where you have to wait a whole year maybe, or even longer to get the car you want. All right, when it comes to infotainment, that's also kind of weak point. Like stuff here, I feel like it's a little bit messy. It's not that smooth, and also the translation is kind of weird also for things. For example, when you are charging, there is a button that says press for exchange. Isn't that bad? Oh, you want to exchange money, huh? And also, when you back up, when you put the car in reverse, it will say, watch out, surround. Watch out, surround. Okay, well, let me see. Let me run over the bumps here. Okay, I'm going to do 20 kilometers per hour. Let me see. Oh, holy macaroni. Let's go a little bit faster even. 20. Wow, this car just floats over the bumps, just like the EQS. Think about this. This car cost 800k NOK, and you get so good car for the money. If you compare it to Fat e-tron, this car has better range than Fat e-tron 55, especially Fat e-tron 60. It's faster than the Fat e-tron 55. Like, there's some, I don't know, it's closer to a Fat e-tron 60, right? In power. In space, you have so much space. This is a true 6-seater with more luggage space. This car is 5.2 meters long. If you need something big, then this is the car to go for. By the way, some people, they criticize that, oh, what is the point of this big car and it's thirsty? Well, dude, you have to be honest here that this is a big car. What do you expect? You know, okay, maybe they could have made it more aerodynamic like Tesla. Yes, true, but at least you have to also consider that this is a big ass car. Let me try to go like in diagonally. Oh, well, it did it fairly well. Let me try again one more time, okay. Yeah, you know, it didn't go that much sideways. Some other cars, I felt like the Niro went more like this, boom, 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 right? Okay, we're gonna do some road testing here on public roads, of course. Otherwise, it doesn't apply. We have to do it on public roads because that's the most realistic way of testing cars. Okay, let me see. So I'm gonna go over here. Oh shit, there's a dude over there. Okay, it's a mother trucker. Oh, it's a freaking boat. Oh, holy crap, it's a boat. This is a boat on wheels, that's it. Just don't expect any sport in it. Okay, maybe if I put the car in sport mode, but you know, no, this is not what you are going for. It's a yacht. Yeah, it's a yacht, that's it. But what I'm saying is that people criticize this car and say, okay, it's ugly. I disagree. You know, it's like makrell i tomat. Either you love it or you hate it. And I love mackerel in tomato. It's mackerel in tomato sauce. It's good for your omega-3 intake and all that. But I like it on bread. Mackerel in tomato. And also, I love this car, man. I love the looks. It looks badass. Okay, it's a freaking brick. Yes, I get it. It's a brick, but I just like that look, man. I don't know why. Maybe the dictator in me just like, just had this secret pull towards this kind of look. You know, it's like, get out of the left lane, you freaking noob, you know, something like that, yeah. But yeah, it's like the more I look at it, the more I like the looks. First, when I saw it, I was like, ugh. But then, you know, it was also like that when the E61 came, right? When I saw it first time, I was like, ugh. E61, I'm talking about BMW. But then the more I look at it, the more it's like, hey, it actually looks good, yeah, the BMW. Let me see, can I mean, you can still toss it around corners. I mean, it still goes fast. It's a fast Rolls Royce. So I'm gonna go in the tunnel and just test it a little bit over there. We're gonna do an extended talk and walk and road test, a little bit of everything in this video. But okay, back to the whole point. People say, I read all the comments and I try to get some useful input when I talk about this car, is that they say, well, we don't need big, thirsty EVs. Well, first of all, you have to appeal to someone. You have to, you know, I mean, what do you call it? It needs to be, oh shit, what the heck is this? Okay, Baustelle. Okay, let's not do that. But you know, you have to make this attractive for buyers. And why do people even buy fat e-tron? It's freaking thirsty, right? And it's even smaller than this one. In that logic, fat e-tron is pointless. But it's not. People still want them for some reason because it's comfortable, it looks good for them, and so on. And I think that's also the point with this car, is that it's even bigger, it's even more comfortable, and it has a low price. And it's like, okay, they close it down. I want to show you guys the noise level in the tunnel, which is also pretty good. But okay, and then you have to consider that this is a big car. People keep comparing it against Model 3, which is freaking stupid. Like, dude, I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought my viewers were smarter than that. Go. I mean, it's not a pedestrian thing, but okay. But I'm gonna go back. But why the heck do you compare a freaking Model 3 against this one? You should at least compare Model X against this one, right? Model 3 can take only 16 banana boxes, and we haven't even counted the front seats, but okay, roughly there. This one can take 30 boxes, so it means that this car has roughly, okay, almost twice as much storage space as a Model 3. And that means that you can carry more people or luggage or whatever in this car. And that means that the efficiency, if you look at that way, is actually not that bad. But of course, if you look at the Model X 6-seater Raven, it will beat the heck out of this one in efficiency. So that's that thing. But just given the fact that this is a big ass car, then, and also compared to, for example, fat e-tron, which is smaller, then the efficiency here is actually not that bad. So I mean, I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. I mean, just for the record, Hongqi didn't pay me to say this. I just tried the car and I actually fell in love with it. There's a lot of good shit with this car. Okay, I could actually go the other tunnel, but okay, tunnel might not be that. Okay, let's go. I changed my mind. Let's go anyway. What else is it with this car? Yeah, by the way, I also tested brake. What? Huh? Bryntunnel? Traffic? What? Shit, man, there's Baustelle everywhere at night here. Shit. Okay, whatever. Let's go over here. I'm gonna avoid. Okay, no, I can exit there. Okay. This is my neighborhood. I know this shit. But what I'm saying is that this is like a Kinder egg. You know Kinder egg, right? You get a chocolate, you get a toy, and you get a surprise. You know, and this was like a surprise to me. Wow, damn. I like this shit. You know, I didn't expect it to be like this. You see it on the road, you be like, oh, what is that shit? People also commenting, all the keyboard warriors in my channel, they're like, it looks ugly. No, it's shit. No, it's Chinese. Dude, try one. You're gonna freaking love it. That's like that part, right? And then you have like the chocolate. Let me see if I use that analogy. The chocolate, yeah, like sweet stuff, sweet, you know. This is good shit. Nice seats. The cushion here on the headrest resembles Mercedes EQS, right? Nice interior. Okay, not as nice as Mercedes, I feel like, but still pretty damn good. Dude, my face is frozen there. Shit, dude. What? How they stop this shit? There, it unfroze. Try again. Okay, now it works. Well, you can't see. I think it's just overexposed for you guys.
Yes, we have another road trip video. Lots of road trip videos nowadays. But you see, the recent trip.
The problem is that it seems to have 10 FPS. It's choppy. Freaking video is choppy. Why do these legacy automakers put 486 CPUs in the cars? Why don't they use something more powerful? But at least, okay, it can play video. That was my point. All right, let's stop. Stop. Okay, good. Wait. Oh, shit. Wow, it's so choppy. Holy crap. Right, but so yeah. When it comes to the software, I feel like the software is the weakest point. They could improve things, but like the stuff I mentioned. At least it has a trip meter, all right? So that's good, and it also has a what they call it. Well, it's a self-resetting trip meter. Also, they have that one. Some of the language in here is kind of weird, and there's a weird acronyms that you don't know what the heck it is, like DISP and BRI. What the heck is? Oh, brightness. Oh, okay. VR set, com set, vehicle setting, DRA and safe. Okay, I can understand that one. What is this? SACC, ACC. Okay, smart ACC, I guess. BSD, LCDA. LDW, LKA is probably lane keep assist, but it's not lane assist. Yeah, there's some kind of weird. Okay, lots of settings here. Yeah, so but when you if you try to use some of the annoying features, you will be annoyed with this car. Like the auto steer and the adaptive cruise control thing is just super annoying. But when you drive this car, just drive it manually, it's sweet. Okay, it has that delay. What if I switch it to sport mode? Can it go emotional? And I think actually it's still kind of slow. It still has that lag. Let me see if I switch it to sport mode. Also, this one is a 6-seater, by the way. I forgot to mention, and it has the adaptive. It has the air suspension. It can raise and lower, and it also has a nice interior. It has, if you go for the 6-seater, you will see in the configurator it's slightly more expensive because you get nicer interior and all that. I don't remember all the stuff. If you go for the 7-seater, you can have foldable seats. The 6-seater here won't fold, but nice interior and more expensive. 7-seater, it will fall flat and you can get a humongous space in the back, but then you get slightly less goodies in the car. But then if you go for this is a 99 kilowatt hour net capacity. I measured, it's supposed to be 90 kilowatt hour, 99 kilowatt hour gross capacity, and it's supposed to be 90 kilowatt hour net capacity. I measured 86.5 kilowatt hour net capacity. Several times I measured the same there. But there's also a smaller battery. I don't remember the gross capacity. I think it was roughly 85 kilowatt hour. And I think the net must be 75 something, right? Roughly, which means that it should have more energy than, for example, the Fat e-tron 50. And then, but that smaller battery is only in a 7-seater, and then the price suddenly is how much was it again? I think it was around 600 something K NOK. I was like, dude, you get this huge car, smaller battery, but 600K NOK roughly. A little bit over 600. I think it was 630 something, which is probably, yeah, it's about the same price as a BYD Tang. And if I can choose between a Tang and this one, I'll take this one. I take the Hongqi anytime, man, any day. But so it means that price-wise, this car is a freaking bargain. And they have sold 1,200, okay, almost 1,200 Hongqi now in Norway since the beginning of this year, I see some taxis, maybe the same taxi, but at least one taxi, okay, around Oslo, and I've seen several people driving around with these, and those are not press cars, those are customer cars. So there must be a reason why people buy this car, okay? Either you like the looks or you hate the looks. The same goes for other cars. Like I mentioned, like Kia E-Niro, for example. I'm not gonna lie, it's a boring car. It doesn't look sexy compared to maybe Mercedes. But then when it comes to the EQS, for example, even something not Chinese, I like the EQS looks, but many people, they don't like it. It's ugly, but I like it. I like the interior, I like the exterior. And then as for this Hongqi, I like it. And you know, it needs to get the right props, like what do you call it, the right points, the kudos to me for being an awesome and comfortable car. You know, I can't just let this pass and say, nah, it's a Chinese car, and I don't buy it. You know, I have to be honest about what kind of car we are talking about here. And if you just want something big and good comfort, and you don't mind driving around with a boat, then this is a car for you, man. And I'm gonna check something here. Auto start, self reset. Okay, this is no, not self reset. Self. Okay, this one. Okay, okay. Since we started driving, the consumption is actually 240. You know, I corrected, around 245 watt-hour per kilometer. That is high. That is kind of high. But I wasn't driving in the most economical way. But like I said, this car is roughly on par with Fat e-tron, actually beating Fat e-tron at lower speed, but then at higher speed beaten by Fat e-tron, because the drag coefficient here is 0.3, 0.5, whereas Fat e-tron has 0.28 or something, or 2.29, I don't remember. So yeah, but my point is that if people buy Fat e-tron, which is actually more expensive, and they are happy with the cars, then my prediction is that if you buy this car, you're gonna love it, man. Like, I feel like you get something cheaper than Fat e-tron, but you get more space, you get better comfort, better soundproofing, and so on. And also, yeah, even the interior here, I feel like it's in some ways better than Fat e-tron. I'm missing some things like adjustable armrest here, you can't do that. But in general, I like the way it's been set up. But I have to remind you guys again that I don't like some of the software stuff here, how it's set up. For example, there is a tiny screen here for HVAC plus some other settings. This is HVAC plus a pull down menu here, and you can do some other stuff. But also there's a quick button to open the trunk and for the backup camera, and some auto parking and whatever, hill descent control actually, and ESC or traction control off, right on the bottom, along with the HVAC settings. And I have, and also the seat settings are here also, and the massage and everything. But the problem is that the seat button with the massage and everything is so close to the trunk button. So when I'm stationary, it doesn't work now, fortunately, but when I'm stationary, I accidentally press the open trunk button, and then the trunk opens, and I look like a freaking idiot. What the heck is... Well, tonight they have Baustelle everywhere. I'm gonna avoid Baustelle. I'm gonna ninja over here. But you see, we see bumps here. You see bumps here, like, oh, it just floats over the bump like magic carpet ride. Oh man. Oh Jesus. What? Damn, we have so many EVs here. What? That's a Tesla. That's a Bjørn. That's a Tesla. That's another Tesla. Yeah, okay, so yes, I've been spending the past half an hour now trying to explain to you guys what the bargain this car is. Well, it is, yeah, but there must be something else wrong with this car, right? Okay, it doesn't run as smooth as EQS, or actually many other cars like DMB cars or Tesla. The throttle, like the transition between throttle or power output and regen, sometimes it's a bit choppy, and also the cruise control, it's also a bit choppy. It doesn't go as smooth. So that is something they can fix with software. Maybe, what, is that guy going in here, or where is he going? Are you gonna go to the gas station? Okay. I'll go. Okay. So, and Yeah, there are other things also. Yeah, for example, you know, when you have the light tap here for the turn signal. Yeah, now it works, of course, when I want to demonstrate. You light, there. I did it. Okay, now it works. I'm gonna light tap a couple of times now. Now it works. Now it didn't work. 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 Now it works. And I kind of apply the same power. Now it didn't work. But it tends to be on that side. But on this side, then it works now. Now it works. Okay, now the hard tap. But what I'm saying is that the responsiveness, or whatever you call it, on that stock, like, it's not like I expect it to be on something high-end like this, or actually in general with any car. You know, when you even on a Tesla Model 3 SR Plus, if you light tap, it will. Now I'm doing it, and you see it didn't. If I light tap, like, you can even hear me. You know, it's supposed to blink 3 times. It's all about safety and convenience, you know, but it doesn't do it here. So I'm like, is this a flaw? Yeah, okay, that's also kind of funny with my followers. Because this is a Chinese car. I don't know what's up with you guys, why you guys are hating on Chinese cars. But because this is a Chinese car, when I say that this is not working properly, it tends to not react when I light tap. You will say that it's Chinese shit, and that's it. But if this was a German car or a Korean car, you would say that, oh, Bjørn, I like your videos, but your press car is faulty. Or, Bjørn, I like your videos, but the light has not been correctly adjusted, you know. Or I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, the foolishness. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm just driving around in circle. I'm supposed to end the live stream. I mean, I'm supposed to end the video now, but yeah, I can have a longer discussion about this car. Also, when it comes to the interior, it's very practical. You have some pockets on the side here. You have fairly stylish. I can turn on the lights here. I like the lights here. It's quite bright. It kind of reminds me of Mercedes, but Mercedes being, of course, the top notch, the best of the best, right? EQS I'm referring to. But I like that we have fairly bright light. Some cars, they have really dim interior light. And I've been running the rear lights on now. So we have good spread and everything, fairly good spread, except for that I would like to have more, like better distribution of light here. But what I don't like is the color temperature. Oh, this is a very bumpy road, by the way. And it just goes, oh man, freaking wonderful, man. But I don't like this temperature. It should be warmer. This seems to be maybe 5,000 Kelvin, something, you know? It should be 4,200 Kelvin, nice and warm, like for example in the BMW i4. And also in the, of course, in the Mercedes EQS, also there it's roughly 4,000 Kelvin, which is, in my opinion, nicer. Why is that guy driving, bicycling without lights? Well, he has helmet at least. So yeah, you can call this a luxury car. I'm not sure if I would call it a luxury. Maybe I would, just to get clicks, yeah. All for the clicks, for the clickbait thumbnail. But yeah, I think in many countries you would actually consider this a luxury car. But it has interior that is premium, or maybe feels a little bit above premium. Like you have massage seats, proper Chinese massage. You have, yeah, in general, very nice looking interior, right? But however, I feel like the designer here isn't like a top-notch designer. Maybe it's me. Do I know about design? No, I don't know, man. But it's just when I look at the door panel, when I look at the speaker grill and everything, it looks like it wasn't designed well. When you look at the Mercedes EQS, the way they designed it, you'll be like, damn. If you look at the Audi e-tron, the way they designed it, you'll be like, and also BMW, you'd be like, That's good design. They hired some good designers to make everything look slick. Here it feels like you just toss some elements together and we're, scheisse, what do we do now? Okay, just put this one here and this one there. So yeah, so if you want the best shit, the best design, I think you still need to go to the German car manufacturers. But if you don't care too much about it, then no big deal, because to be honest, when I also look at other brands, maybe the Korean cars or some of the other like MAB cars, I don't remember exactly, I've been testing so many cars lately, but there are still also many other cars out there that the design on everything also looks kind of weird and doesn't look as slick. But I mean, this one, okay, it still looks quite slick. These buttons here feel nice to touch, has good resistance. Also the scroll wheels here, man, they are freaking wonderful. Like the way I just scroll it, and you have perfect resistance. You see, even though this is a Chinese car, I feel like there are some quality elements here. When you scroll and touch and press buttons and the stalks, they don't have any annoying clicks on the, you see, it has gentle sounds. What about door? What about this one? Oh yeah, and of course, soft close. We could just do this, pull it together and then soft close, you know? Oh, no, okay. Well, dude, who told you to turn off the head? You see, there's some weird logic in this car software that sometimes it will do some irrational things that you don't expect it to do. This was just an example. Me, I guess as a former programmer, I keep seeing weird stuff that this car does. I can't remember all of them, but it's just that it's not super slick like, for example, the EQS, but in a way, this is like the poor man's EQS. If I want something luxurious and I can't afford an EQS, or I want more space and I feel like, okay, maybe, yeah, then it could be, that could be it. But I guess if you actually want like EQS, or if you want German comfort, but you also want the space, then as of today, there is no German car out there that offers this space. Actually, to be honest, this is it's such a big car that there aren't many EVs in the market that offer something like this. You have BYD Tang. Well, actually, the closest competitor that I mentioned is the NIO ES8. That's it. And then the second closest is actually Tesla Model X. Yeah, Model X is smaller, slightly smaller than NIO ES8 and this one here, the Hongqi. And then you have Tang, which is slightly smaller than those cars again, and this one. And I think that's pretty much it. Fat e-tron, or even the BMW iX, you know, it looks fat on the outside, but the inside is actually poorly utilized, the space in the inside. Here it is, I mean, this car is just, they just brute forces. It's 5.2 meters long. The hood is kind of huge, man. It's like a little Zoe in the front here, right? The size of the Zoe, roughly. But because they just brute force everything, then you still get good space here. So yeah, I'm just talking without making any sense. But I guess I should round up. Oh yeah, I should also mention, by the way, one thing, stereo system. The basic stereo, from what I heard, is kind of shit. But then Bass Brothers, they made a package. Bass Brothers, they look at the speakers and they found out that the speakers here are fairly good. Actually, quite good speakers. We have tweeter there, tweeter here, tweeter there, and then mid-bass there, and then a subwoofer in the back, and more speakers in the back here. I think it was 12 channels or something. So Bass Brothers, they make, it's made in Norway, by the way, handmade, in-house in Norway, amplifier, and I guess also speakers. And they made a custom amplifier with some DSP or something. I call it audio. I don't know, some kind of customization, fine-tune or customized for this Hongqi. And there's this amplifier. I've seen it. It's in the trunk. You mount it in there. Use the existing wiring. Use the existing speakers, and it sounds wonderful. I gave it 6 points in the range test, but I actually changed my mind. I will give it 7 points. So it actually sounds incredibly good in here. There was some weird shit though. It was some kind of cracking. I'm not sure if that was just this car, And also there's something like this left side seems to drop out a little bit versus the right side. So I wonder if there's something weird with the wiring or something. It shouldn't be like that, but at least when it's normal, it plays really well. So overall though, this is a damn good car for the money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And for all the haters out there, you know, just keep scrolling. This is not the car for you. But for people who are actually interested in this car, or interested in something similar, and you weren't thinking about buying this car, just try it, and you might actually fall in love with it. So anyway, I think I'm just gonna end here, otherwise the video is gonna be way too long. But I think that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.